Constitution as amended and expressed confidence that senators would confirm Professor Fashino promptly, while extending assurances of his highest consideration to the upper chamber. The nomination now awaits screening by the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs before final confirmation by the Red Chamber in Abuja. President Bola Tinubu, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, has commissioned Phase 1 of the Kuje-Gwagwalada dual carriageway in the Federal Capital Territory. The 7-kilometer road project is expected to improve connectivity, ease traffic congestion, boost economic activities, and accelerate development across communities in FCT satellite towns. Our correspondent was there, and the reports.
On behalf of President Bola Tinubu, the commission.
In line with the renewed Hope Agenda's commitment to infrastructural development, the federal government has commissioned the first phase of the Kuje-Gwagwalada dual carriageway. Representing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the event, Vice President Kashim Shettima described the project as a strategic investment aimed at improving connectivity, reducing travel time, and stimulating economic growth across the Federal Capital Territory. He noted that the completion of the 7-kilometer Phase 1 of the road demonstrates the administration's determination to deliver quality infrastructure that directly impacts the lives of Nigerians.
It is the economic corridor linking Abuja to 3 area councils and opening an exit route to southern Nigeria. With the construction of this road, we have unlocked the agricultural potential of this area, open new residential layouts, and make it safer for mothers, students, and workers to move at any hour. This is a renewed hope delivered to the doorsteps of our people in the satellite towns. Let me especially commend the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Barrister Nyesom Wike. I gave you an instruction when I appointed you. Make Abuja work for all Nigerians, not just for those in Maitama and Asokoro. You have taken renewed hope to the grassroots, from judicial quarters in Katempe to roads in Kuje and Gwagwalada. You are proving that development must not be selective.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Nyesom Wike, said the dual carriageway forms part of a broader strategy to open up communities, improve access to markets, and support social and economic activities within the Federal Capital Territory. According to him, the road will ease traffic congestion, improve safety for motorists, and encourage investments in the rapidly growing Kuje and Gwagwalada axes.
That under this administration, the happiness of Mr. President is the happiness of the people. When the people are happy, Mr. President and his team will be happy. When the people are not, they feel sad that their constituents are not happy. I'm happy that the promise this administration made to fulfill that which in August we told the stakeholders that government will finish that road. I'm happy the people of Kuje have seen that this is a government that makes promise and will fulfill that promise.
The Kuje-Gwagwalada dual carriageway is one of several road infrastructural projects being undertaken by the federal government to modernize the FCT and improve the welfare of residents. In Abuja, Godwin Sunday, reporting for Rapid TV. The senators welcomed 4 new lawmakers following their victories in recent by-elections conducted across the country. Senate President Godswill Akpabio presided over the swearing-in ceremony for Olaka Nwogu, representing Rivers South North, Evolu Anza of Nasarawa North, Ekeje Osogu of Enugu North, and Dayo Fadoile representing Ondo South. The clerk of the Senate, Emmanuel Odo, administered both the oath of allegiance and oath of office during plenary at the National Assembly in Abuja. The new senators emerged after elections held to fill vacancies created by deaths and appointments to public offices in the affected districts. While congratulating the lawmakers on their victories, Senate President Godswill Akpabio urged them to place national interests above partisan consideration and reminded them that they now represent the entire Federal Republic of Nigeria. He also encouraged the senators to familiarize themselves with the Constitution and Senate Standing Order to enhance their legislative responsibilities. Still on governance, the Niger State House of Assembly has suspended plenary indefinitely over what lawmakers describe as unresolved issues with the executive arm of government. The motion was moved by Mohammed Abubakar Kalbir and supported by Abdurrahman Gambo, who argued that legislative independence must be protected and outstanding concerns addressed. However, Jibril Ndegi Baba opposed the move, insisting there was no reason to halt proceedings because of disagreements with the executive. Heated exchanges followed as members debated the proposal before Speaker Abdul Malik Sakandaji called for calm and ordered a vote. The majority backed the suspension and lawmakers later met behind closed doors. The Assembly subsequently entered executive section to deliberate on the matters in dispute, pending resolution with the executive arm of government. Meanwhile, Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, says claims of widespread hunger in Nigeria are exaggerated, arguing that government policies are improving living conditions. Speaking on a television program, he cited the infrastructural projects and social intervention programs as evidence that the administration's reforms are producing measurable benefits nationwide. Onanuga referenced improved road networks between Lagos and Ogun State and the ongoing Coastal Highway project as examples reducing travel time and boosting economic activities. He also pointed to interest-free student loans and low-interest credits for civil servants while acknowledging economic pressures, both insisting public perceptions may not fully reflect realities across communities. He said narratives amplified online, including viral videos, may have deepened perceptions of hardship among citizens recently nationwide. Two civil society organizations have criticized the call by Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate, Peter Obi, for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to resign, describing the demand as unconstitutional and an attempt to influence governance through social media pressure rather than establish democratic processes. In a joint statement, the Grassroots Mobilization Initiative and the Democracy Watch Initiative argued that Nigeria's constitution provides clear mechanisms for evaluating political leadership through elections and other lawful channels. The group cited recent electoral outcomes in several states as evidence of continued public participation in democratic process and urged Nigerians to assess the administration based on measurable outcomes in areas such as security, infrastructure, education, and economic reforms. While acknowledging current economic challenges, they attributed the hardship largely to global inflationary pressures and pointed to improvements in foreign reserves and oil production as signs of economic recovery. And on the judiciary, activist and publisher Omoyole Sowore has been returned to Kuje Correctional Center after the Federal High Court in Abuja adjourned ruling in his application seeking restoration of his bail and the setting aside of a bench warrant. Justice Muhammad Umar fixed June 30th, 2026 for the decision after counsel for both parties adopted their written submission. The court had revoked Sowore's bail over his absence from proceedings on June 16th, prompting his arrest warrant. Furthermore, prosecutors from the Department of State Services are pursuing charges of cybercrime and criminal defamation linked to social media posts allegedly describing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a criminal. Following arguments from both sides, defense lawyer requested Sowore's release to his legal team pending the ruling, citing health concern. The prosecution opposed the application, insisting on process. Justice Umar declined the request and ordered that the activists remain in custody pending the court's ruling on Monday. Meanwhile, the ECOWAS Court of Justice has ordered the Nigerian government to pay journalist Jide Oyekunle 10 million naira in damages for violating his rights during the End Bad Governance protest in Abuja. The court ruled that security operative assaulted, detained and confiscated his phone while he covered the demonstration professionally. The regional court held that the actions breached Oyekunle's rights to freedom of expression, liberty, dignity and property under the African Charter. Lawyers Without Borders France welcome the judgment as a victory for press freedom and digital rights, saying it reinforces protection for journalists covering protests and matters of public interest across West Africa. The case arose from events during the August 2024 protest against economic hardship. Meanwhile, the Anambra State Police Command says a joint security team has killed 4 suspected members of an armed successionist group during a gun battle along the Ogboji Ajali Road in Orumba South local government area of the state. Police said the operation followed intelligence reports on the movement of heavily armed suspects within the area. Authorities recovered a general-purpose machine gun, 2 AK-47 rifles, ammunition, improvised explosive devices, police uniforms, and communication gadgets. Investigators said some suspects escaped with gunshot wounds, prompting intensified search operation across nearby communities. The command reaffirmed its commitment to intelligence-driven operations aimed at improving public safety across the state. Security agencies said efforts continue to apprehend fleeing suspects and recover weapons and equipment are continually in process. The Nigerian Customs Service has intercepted prohibited imports valued at over 273 million naira within the Cross River Calabar Free Trade Zone and Akwa Ibom Area Command. The seizure were announced during a media briefing by Customs Area Controller Momodu Dahuda. Rapid TV's Linda Ike reports.
Customs Area Controller Mamudu Dauda says the seizures followed sustained anti-smuggling operations and intelligence-driven enforcement activities by officers of the command. He notes that the operation reflects the service's commitment to enforcing trade regulations, protecting local industries, and safeguarding the nation's economy from the impact of illicit trade.
I am pleased to inform you that in the course of our routine anti-smuggling operations, my officers and men successfully intercepted prohibited imported goods within the command area of responsibility. On Sunday, 14th June 2026, our patrol team along the Odukpani-Calabar Highway intercepted a truck laden with foreign refined vegetable oil. Upon thorough examination, we discovered that the container containing about 1,996 kegs of refined vegetable oils of 25 liters with a duty-paid value of 195,428 naira. The interception brings the cumulative volume of PMS seized by the command this year to approximately 5,760 liters. In line with safety protocols and considering the highly combustible natures of the product, the seized PMS has been promptly disposed in accordance with established protocols. These items are listed under the federal government import prohibition list and are therefore not eligible for importation into Nigeria. The intercepted and seizure are in line with the provisions of Section 55 of the Nigeria Customs Service Act 2023, as well as the applicable trade regulation governing prohibited imports.
Dauda warns smugglers and economic saboteurs to desist from illegal importation activities, stressing that the command will sustain surveillance and enforcement operations across its area of jurisdiction.
I wish to sincerely acknowledge the purposeful leadership, strategic direction, and continuous operational support of the Controller General of Nigeria Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, FNIPR, PSC Daga, PhD. Its reform-driven administration continue to strengthen our enforcement capabilities, intelligence-led operations, and professionalism across all commands of the service. Members of the public are encouraged to support the service by providing timely and credible information that will assist us in protecting Nigeria's economy and promoting lawful trade. Let me assure you all that the Cross River Calabar Free Trade Zone and Area Command remains resolute and unwavering in suppressing smuggling, facilitating legitimate trade, protecting national security, and contributing meaningfully to Nigeria's economic growth and development.
He adds that the command remains committed to suppressing smuggling, facilitating legitimate trade, and supporting national economic growth through effective border management and revenue protection. Linda Ike, Rapid TV News, Abuja.
In the fight against drugs, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has dismantled an industrial-scale methamphetamine laboratory hidden inside a forest in Oyo State. The operation led to the arrest of a Mexican national and 4 Nigerians allegedly linked to an international drug trafficking syndicate operating within the country. NDLEA Chairman Muhammad Buba Mawa described the raid as a major victory against transnational organized crime and synthetic drug production. Officials recovered precursors, chemical, methamphetamine samples and sophisticated manufacturing equipment from the facility. The agency said the discovery highlights growing international involvement in illicit drug production and demonstrates improving intelligence capabilities against criminal networks. All recovered exhibits have been documented and secured for prosecution proceedings by the agencies accordingly. As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to commemorate the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, media professionals have been urged to deploy their communication platform to intensify public sensitization on the dangers of substance abuse. The Anambra State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Charles Onubuogu, made the call during an interactive session with journalists in Awka, the state capital, to highlight the command's achievements in the fight against drug abuse and trafficking. Our correspondent, John Ogujiafo, reports.
Regretting the high rate of drug abuse in the society today, especially among the youth, Commandant Onubuogu explained that the Anambra State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency deployed 2-pronged approach, including supply reduction and demand reduction to tackle drug trafficking in a bid to take it out of circulation.
We tackle the drug problem through a balanced approach of demand reduction and supply reduction. In supply reduction, we arrest drug dealers, investigate and prosecute them, and seize the drugs, thereby taking the drugs out of the circulation. Under demand reduction, we sensitize the people about the dangers of drug abuse, thereby helping them take the right decision of staying off drugs.
The commandant further explained that they have seized about 1.8 tons of different categories of drugs, arrested over 500 suspects, and convicted 128 persons in the last 11 months.
I've made more than 1.8, that is of different drugs, categories, cocaine, meth, cannabis. The suspects, about 475 males and 84 males, total of 559.
He explained that the Anambra State Command has a rehabilitation center where victims of drugs are rehabilitated, empowered with skills, and reintegrated into the society.
In the total of people that have been treated and rehabilitated, we have 99 male and 3 female, making it a total of 102. Then people that are counseled, that is clients, male, is 94. We have a kind of a makeshift where they learn something while they are being counseled or being treated. They learn handwork, soap making, tailoring, and you can verify the location is 33 there. So it's not far-fetched.
Meanwhile, the Anambra State Command, according to him, has lined up a series of activities as part of programs to sensitize the public about the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. The theme for this year's celebration is the world drug problem, resisting issues, new challenges, innovative responses. From Awka, John Ogwejofor, reporting for Rapid TV News.
In the health sector, activities in federal hospitals across Nigeria were disrupted today as health officers began a nationwide strike over 2 months of unpaid salaries owed by the federal government. The action followed the expiration of a one-month ultimatum issued by the House Officers Forum of Nigeria, representing doctors undergoing mandatory internship training in tertiary institutions nationwide. The doctor said repeated assurances from authorities failed to resolve the issues, leaving many in financial hardship and affecting morale and service delivery. They warned that continued delays undermine healthcare services and urged the government to settle outstanding salaries immediately. The strike is expected to affect patients' care and emergency services in federal hospitals. Copies of the notice were sent to major medical associations nationwide. Turning to education, Afeba Balola University, Abuad, Ado-Ekiti, has emerged as Nigeria's highest-ranked institution in the 2026 Times Higher Education Sustainability Impact Ratings. The university placed 72nd globally and became the only Nigerian institutions among the world's top 100 universities assessed for contributions to sustainable development goals. The rankings evaluated 1,646 universities across 116 countries using indicators including research, environmental stewardship, and community engagement. Abuad scored strongly in climate action, poverty reduction, and clean energy, placing second in African behind South Africa's University of Johannesburg. Covenant and Redeemers University also featured prominently. The University of Lagos and Landmark University were also listed among participating Nigerian universities. Stakeholders in Nigeria's health and development sectors are advocating stronger partnership and coordinated policies to improve access to sexual and reproductive health and rights services for displaced and mobile population across the country. The call came at the Safe Passage Project Summit organized by the Planned Parenthood Federation of Nigeria, PPFN, in Abuja. Rapid TV News correspondent Josephine Beatrice reports.
Representatives of government ministries, civil society organizations, non-governmental organizations, United Nations agencies, embassies, development partners, and IPPF affiliates gathered in Abuja for the Safe Passage Project Summit. The meeting provided a platform for stakeholders to align policies, frameworks, and coordination mechanisms aimed at strengthening sexual and reproductive health and rights service delivery for populations affected by displacement and mobility. Participants described the summit as timely, noting the urgent need for coordinated action to address the health challenges confronting vulnerable populations, especially women, girls, and young people.
The world is almost a global village. There is some movement of people either due to natural disaster or man-made disaster or certain issues that arise that have forced people to move from one area to another. Even in this country, you know, even with the security situation, a lot of movement of people from one state to the other. These are the kind of people that the Safe Passage is created to take care of.
For women and girls, this can translate into increased vulnerability to unintended pregnancy, unsafe abortion, gender-based violence, and preventable maternal health complications. Let this gathering in Abuja mark not just another meeting, but a renewed commitment to ensure that no one is excluded from SRH services because of where they are or how they move.
The summit also highlights the importance of partnerships between government institutions, civil society organizations, and development partners in promoting equitable access to health services. Discussions focused on strengthening policy implementation, sharing best practices, and mobilizing support for interventions tailored to the needs of displaced communities.
We've seen organizations try their own bit by taking services to them, but that is not enough. So already it tells you that within the policy, we need to be very intentional in making sure that we have them in mind and also make them part of the conversation when such policy is being implemented.
One of the activities that we do as an organization is give them support at these critical points where they pass through, provide them with clinical services across the major points that we encounter.
I would like to commend the Planned Parenthood Federation of Nigeria, the International Planned Parenthood Federation, and all implementing partners for their dedication to addressing the unique health challenge faced by vulnerable populations across migration pathways.
Organizers express optimism that outcomes from the summit will deepen collaboration among stakeholders and contribute to building more inclusive, resilient, and responsive health systems for displaced and underserved populations across Nigeria. The Safe Passage project is expected to further strengthen partnerships and advance commitments towards ensuring access to comprehensive sexual and reproductive health services for all. In Abuja, Josephine Bitrus, Rapid TV News.
With the rainy season in full swing, residents of several communities in Lagos are once again grappling with the devastating impact of flooding, renewing calls for urgent and lasting intervention. Our Lagos correspondent, Faith Oyewole, reports.
For many residents in some parts of Lagos, flooding has become an unwelcome pattern of every raining season, disrupting daily activities and threatening lives and properties. Residents say years of appeals have yielded little progress, leaving communities exposed whenever heavy rainfall occurs. Following a recent downpour, roads in several neighborhoods were submerged, making movement difficult for commuters and motorists alike. In the Agugi-Ajiran area, floodwaters invaded homes and business premises, destroying goods, food items, and household properties.
It spoiled our shop glass, it entered our shop, it spoiled attachment, it spoiled so many things. Even our freezer is not working anymore. And the glass, it removed glass, and it spoiled our generator, our attachments, our cap, everything we sell. It spoiled everything. It spoiled a lot of shops. Our neighbors, it spoiled everything.
Most of our rugs and our catalog and things that we kept on the floor, like our chairs, got damaged back there that day because the inside was flooded and the rain that day was, how am I going to say, destroy a lot of things. Even our neighbor stores were most of their glasses got broken and stuff like that. So it was really bad and it affected us a lot.
Residents say beyond inconvenience, daily flooding has continued to damage livelihoods, destroy investments, and raise serious safety concerns. They are now urging relevant authorities to move beyond temporary responses and implement sustainable drainage and flood control measures.
I just pray and hope that this gets to the government and high people in high places so they'll be able to help us and get this road fixed so that we can be able to come out for our businesses whenever it rains. Because whenever it rains, sometimes we will not even open the shop because we won't be able to come out of the shop and stand in the water every time because the water keeps spoiling our legs, gives us this cut in the leg. So if the government can please help us to fix the roads and gutter, we'll be very, very grateful and glad. So we'll be able to come out for our daily business and hustle.
As the rain persists, many residents hope their concerns will finally receive the attention needed to prevent a repeat of the yearly ordeal. From Lagos, Faith Oyewole, Rapid TV News.
And you are still watching the live broadcast of Rapid News Hour. When the news returns, Nigeria joins 14 nations in Moscow for BRICS 20th anniversary celebration. Niger Republic files for ICC exit, describes quote as neo-colonial instrument. Neymar set for first World Cup appearance as Brazil face Scotland. Stand by for these and more after this break.
From Lagos to Lafia, from Port Harcourt to Portisco, Nigerians are talking 2027 is here. We track the candidates and the coalition. We follow the money and the manifesto. We test promises against reality. On security, jobs, education, power, finance, and more. This is not just a campaign platform. It's a public square. We bring you debates, deep dives, and on-the-ground reports with data, not drama. It's Road to 2027 right here on Rapid TV every Thursday at 5 p.m. The road is long. Let's walk it together.
The FIFA World Cup 2026 is here. Watch all 104 matches live on StarTimes, from the opening match to the final showdown.
And this time, it's not just watching, it's watch and win.
Subscribe or buy a StarTimes decoder and stand a chance to win the 10 million naira grand prize, plus many exciting prizes nationwide with subscription packages starting from just 4,000 naira. Recharge now via StarTimes app or visit any StarTimes office or dealer outlet near you.
StarTimes, enjoy digital life.
Great news! Rapid TV is now on the Free TV app. Your award-winning station of the year, Rapid TV, is now available on the Free TV app, bringing you the very best in news, entertainment, culture, lifestyle, sports, and inspiring programs anytime, anywhere. Watch live and on the go. Stay informed with trusted news. Enjoy exciting entertainment and lifestyle content. Stream for free. Simply download the Free TV app, search for Rapid TV, and start watching instantly. Download the Free TV app today on Android and iOS devices. Don't miss a moment of the action. Stay informed, stay entertained. Rapid TV, rooted in truth, driven by impact.
You're welcome back, and now to the world of business. Nigeria joins representatives of 14 other countries in Moscow for events marking the 20th anniversary of BRICS, bringing together diplomats from members and partners nations during BRICS Anniversary Week, organized by TV BRICS and Russia's Library for Foreign Literature. Officials said the gathering highlighted cooperation among emerging economies and renewed calls for reforms to global institutions including the United Nations, World Trade Organization, International Monetary Fund, and World Bank. India's delegation stressed resilience, innovation, and sustainability as priorities for its 2026 chairmanship, while organizers reaffirmed commitment to consensus, sovereign equity, and stronger collaboration across BRICS countries and partners nationwide. The anniversary program also examined the bloc's achievements over 2 decades and future prospects for cooperation globally ahead. Meanwhile, the Central Bank of Nigeria has launched the Naira Ambassadors Club, an initiative aimed at encouraging young Nigerians to promote respect for the national currency and discourage abuse of banknotes in schools and communities across the country. CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso said the Naira represents national identity, sovereignty, and economic stability, warning that mutilation and defacement increase replacement cost and disrupt circulation. Deputy Governor Ememusoro said education remains essential to changing attitudes, while officials disclosed plans to expand the campaign nationwide. The Apex Bank urged citizens to avoid spraying, writing on, and mishandling banknotes, describing currency preservation as a shared civic responsibility for all Nigerians regardless of age, profession, or social status, both now and for the future generations. And on the energy front, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authorities NMDPRA has issued fresh fuel import permits to selected oil marketers for the third quarter of 2026 as authorities move to strengthen domestic supply and prevent possible shortages. The approved licenses by the NMDPRA covers petrol and diesel imports for companies including Matrix Energy, AA Rano, AYM Shafa, NIPCO, and Pinnacle. Industry sources says the move follows declining fuel inventories and reduced output from local refining facilities. Officials expect additional approvals in the coming weeks, with total petrol import allocations projected to exceed 800,000 metric tons before the exercise concludes. The permits were issued amid weaker international fuel prices, a development expected to improve import margin for marketers nationwide. In international politics, Niger Republic has formally begun the process of withdrawing from the International Criminal Court, becoming only the third country after Burundi and the Philippines to trigger an exit from the Hague-based tribunal. Authorities in Niamey submitted the instrument of withdrawal to the United Nations in June 18, 2027 as the effective departure date. The military government accused the court of practicing selective justice and serving neo-colonial interests against African nations. The ICC expressed regret over the decision, but stressed that Niger remains bound by its obligation during the transition period. The court added that alleged crimes committed before the withdrawal takes effect will remain under its jurisdiction. We'll now join our foreign desk correspondent, who is standing by to give us updates on the foreign scene.
Welcome to tonight's international news. First, Kenya, where the health minister has ordered a halt to preparations for a US-run facility at Laikipia Air Base. This decision comes after the minister was held in contempt of court for ignoring a stop work order. The facility was intended to serve as a treatment and quarantine centre for US citizens evacuated from the DRC, an area experiencing an Ebola outbreak. The plan has faced strong opposition from Kenyans, leading to protests. The minister, Aden Duale, apologised to the court, explaining his understanding that the initial court order pertained only to Kenya's collaboration with the US, not the construction itself. He stated his actions were driven by a commitment to public health. The court accepted his apology and warned against future non-compliance. The United States has pledged $13.5 million to support Kenya's Ebola preparedness. However, critics have raised concerns about the arrangement, viewing it as having colonial undertones. Now to the US, where the Senate yesterday approved a measure calling on President Donald Trump to halt military action in Iran or seek congressional approval. This resolution, which passed with a 50-48 vote, is largely symbolic as it does not require presidential signature and lacks legal enforcement. The measure, previously passed by the House of Representatives, saw a handful of Republicans join Democrats in its support. This vote highlights divisions within the Republican Party regarding the ongoing conflict, which has been met with public skepticism, particularly after recent increases in fuel prices. President Trump criticized the resolution as poorly timed and meaningless, stating it complicates his efforts. Analysts suggest the concurrent resolution, while not legally binding, reflects public sentiment and adds pressure on the White House to resolve the conflict. This marks the first time both chambers of Congress have passed such a resolution since the War Powers Resolution of 1973. Finally to Europe, where we see a severe heatwave leading to a rise in drowning incidents as individuals attempt to cool off in rivers and canals. French officials have highlighted that many are underestimating the dangers of swimming in waters with tragic consequences, including the drowning of a 13-year-old girl in the Seine and a footballer in critical condition after a rescue from the Rhone. The extreme heat is also causing significant disruptions. France has extended its heat alert, advising against travel and encouraging remote work due to public transport concerns. Major attractions like the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre have reduced their opening hours, and a French nuclear power plant ceased operations as water temperatures neared regulatory limits. Forecasters anticipate continued high temperatures across the continent, with weather alerts issued by the Netherlands, Belgium and the UK. Climate change is cited as a key driver of these intensified heat waves, contributing to water scarcity and increased wildfire risks. And thanks for being part of the news. I am Arthur James Brooke.
Thank you so much, Arthur James Brooks, for that report. But stay with us as we bring you the entertainment gist.
From relationship boundaries to family legacy and a fresh twist in long-running paternity drama, here are the entertainment stories making headlines today. Nollywood actress Nasi Isime has revealed that she would never discuss her earnings with her partner. Speaking on the Thanks for Coming podcast, the actress explained that she values privacy and believes financial details should remain personal. According to her, she doesn't want to know how much her partner earns and doesn't expect him to know hers either. Nasti also declared that marriage has never been one of her major dreams, saying she has always focused more on building a career, making money and becoming independent. Singer Seun Kuti has stated that his late father, Fela Aníkúlápó Kuti, may have not achieved the same level of success without his privileged background. Speaking in a recent interview, Seun explained that being the son of renowned activist Funmiloyo Ransome Kuti opened certain doors for Fela, although he stressed that the Afrobeat legend still worked hard to build his legacy. According to Seun, coming from a famous family can create opportunities, but it also comes with pressure because people expect you to live up to your family name. And finally, Cubana Chief Priest has once again addressed ongoing paternity disputes involving Kenyan woman Helen Arti. After a video resurfaced showing Arti asking for help and claiming she has been raising the child alone, Chief Priest responded by challenging her to a live television DNA test. The businessman said he's willing to take the test publicly and for free, but insisted that Arti must bring the child to the studio herself, maintaining he will not fund the trip or send money. And that's all for today's entertainment update. Stay connected to Rapid TV for more celebrity news and trending stories. I am Kunle Ayomide.
For that report. Now, turning to sports, Brazil could hand Neymar his first appearance of the 2026 FIFA World Cup when the five-time champions faced Scotland in their final group match in Miami. Coach Carlo Ancelotti confirmed that the Santos forward has recovered from injury and is available for selection after returning to full training with the squad. Brazil are seeking qualification for the knockout stage but face a determined Scottish side, chasing a historic first appearance in the last 32 years. Neymar's expected return comes as winger Rafinha remains sidelined through injury. Elsewhere, Mexico have already secured progression, while Canada, Switzerland, South Korea and South Africa continue their push for places in the expanded tournament's knockout rounds. Finally, Nigerian athletics witnessed a historic moment in Lagos as Favour Ashe stamped to victory in the men's 100 meters final at the Commonwealth Games trials, clocking a personal best of 9.93 seconds. The performance made Ashe the fastest Nigerian ever on home soil and crowned him national champion before an enthusiastic crowd. Nicholas Fokorede finished second in 9.98 seconds, while Chidera Ezioko claimed third in 10.03 seconds. The race marked the first time since 2003 that two Nigerians ran below 10 seconds in the same final. Organizers says the performances signal encouraging prospects for Team Nigeria ahead of Glasgow. To end the news, here is a recap of our top stories. President Bola Tinubu sends Professor Abayomi Fashino's name to Senate for ambassadorial confirmation. Federal hospitals hit as house officers begin nationwide strike over unpaid salaries. Nigeria joins 14 nations in Moscow for BRICS 20th anniversary celebration. Nigeria Republic files for ICC exit, describes court as neo-colonial instrument. And Neymar set for first World Cup appearance as Brazil face Scotland. And that's the size of our package for tonight. Do not forget that you can follow us across all our social media handle currently showing on your screen. And you can also download the Rapid TV app from your Android, iOS devices and also your free TV to keep track of our
Great news! Your favorite station, Rapid TV, is now available on the Free TV app. Catch the latest news, entertainment, lifestyle, sports, and inspiring programs anytime, anywhere. Simply download the Free TV app, search for Rapid TV, and start watching for free. Don't miss a moment of the action. Stay informed, stay entertained, stay connected. Rapid TV now streaming on the Free TV app. Watch free, watch anytime. Download the Free TV app today and enjoy Rapid TV wherever you are.
Rapid TV, rooted in truth, driven by impact.
My name is Akio Sakiodo.
Hey guys, this is Anto Lecky.
My name is Leo Bliss.
My name is Akava, go by the name Baba D.
And you're tuned into Rapid TV. And I love Rapid TV.
Shout out Rapid TV. Thank you, Rapid TV. Please keep watching
Rapid TV. This is
Rapid TV.
Rapid TV.
Keep watching.
Keep it well down. Leave it like that.
This is Rapid Broadcasting Network, RBN. We connect people. This is Rapid Broadcasting Network, RBN. We connect people, power stories, and amplify voices. On Rapid TV, we're rooted in culture and your window to the stories that matter. From news to lifestyle, we inform, entertain, and uplift. Join Rapid TV on Star Times Channel 176, Nightcomsat. On Rapid FM, we speak your language from the soulful airwaves of Umuahia to the vibrant culture of Port Harcourt and beyond. More than broadcasters, we're creators, amplifying that voice within with powerful content across TV, radio, and digital. Join us at rbnradiotv.com and all our social media handles. One network, one voice. Rapid Broadcasting Network, RBN, the sound of your city, rooted in truth, driven by impact.
Every now and then, a story of resilience becomes a movement, and in the heart of Nigeria's military barracks, one such story was born.